The psoas major muscle is both deep and has endurance, strength, and explosiveness. For example, when we quickly lift our legs high, it requires the explosiveness of the iliopsoas. During the long march of 25,000 li, it allowed continuous walking every day, demonstrating great endurance, while also being located in the deepest layer. Therefore, these muscles are the most important and special for the human body, and if they have issues, they have the greatest impact on human health. Because it is different from other muscles, it possesses both the characteristics of red muscle and the characteristics of white muscle. Therefore, such muscles are precisely the areas where modern people who sit for long periods are most likely to have problems. Many modern people have issues with the iliopsoas and diaphragm. In most cases, what happens? Their function deteriorates. Additionally, if you look at its shape, you see this is the right side, this is the left side. Isn't the right side higher than the left side, and the left side is lower? Then this is the right angle, this is the left angle. Isn't the right angle longer? So it is on the second lumbar vertebra on the left side, and on the third lumbar vertebra on the right side. The right side is relatively higher, and the left side is relatively lower. The right side is larger, and the left side is smaller. Then, if you look at it, this is the back, and this is the front. The muscle fibers at the back are also more numerous. Because it can sink lower at the back, isn't the front shorter? You see, the front doesn't have muscle fibers beyond this point, but the back does. So why is there a missing part at the front? Because this is where the liver is, and the liver takes up its space. Therefore, the front cannot grow lower. So at the back, you see the kidney is there. It only has these corners, which is the space left for the kidney. So this is where the kidney is. Therefore, the kidney is just a small notch, allowing its muscle fibers to grow much lower. So this is why the diaphragm can sink lower at the back, and the back is stronger, which is related to our internal organs. Now look, this is our front, and here is the liver, this is the stomach, above is the lung, and the diaphragm is right here. Therefore, the liver takes up too much space of the diaphragm, so there is a large gap on the right side of the diaphragm. The white area can be understood as the position of the diaphragm. And then you will notice that the thorax on the outside makes our internal organs look a bit different. The liver on the right is heavier, while the stomach on the left is lighter. Also, there is only one heart, and many of his organs, like the spleen, are unevenly distributed on both sides. So actually, the weight of our internal organs is inherently different on the left and right sides for each person. However, the framework that encloses our internal organs is relatively balanced. For example, there are 12 pairs of ribs on both sides, and both sides have scapulae. The entire thoracic and lumbar vertebrae are relatively symmetrical on the left and right. So you will find that while the contents inside are different, the external framework is the same. Therefore, throughout a person's life, due to internal imbalances, the external framework will change along with the internal changes to adapt to these internal imbalances. In other words, you can understand that the misalignment of our thoracic and lumbar vertebrae is normal, and not having such misalignment would actually be abnormal. As for people, having different heights on the left and right sides is normal. If they are the same height, that would be abnormal, unless you have undergone deliberate training. In other words, if a person has a slight scoliosis, this is also normal. Because you are inherently imbalanced,